Good morning, children. As you all know that we have already started with a novel that is A Tale of Two Cities, and we have already completed our first chapter, that is The Period. Now let's begin with second chapter. In book 1, chapter 2 of A Tale of Two Cities, titled The Mail, we meet Jarvis Lorry, one of the main characters of a tale, in a rather mysterious way. This chapter describes a mysterious scene late at night, full of secret messages, and it also introduces us to the important character of Jarvis Lorry. Now let's start with the chapter. When this chapter opens, it's late at night, a Friday night in November. A mail coach was traveling down the Dover Road. As the name implies, a mail coach is a horse-drawn coach that carries mail, but also carries passengers. The passenger and the coachman were walking alongside of the coach because it's been bogged down in the mud, which means the passengers were walking in mud too. And it's a November night in England, so it was cold and foggy. Now let's meet Jarvis Lorry. The coachman finally gets the horse out of the mud and up a hill. By the time he gets done with this, it's almost 11 at night. Just then he hears a horse coming up. The rider comes up and asks for Mr. Jarvis Lorry. The name of the rider was Jerry. He handed Jarvis a letter, and the other passengers and coachman were eyeing on Jarvis and Jerry suspiciously, wondering what was so urgent that Jerry tracked them down in the middle of the night. Mr. Jarvis Lorry, sensing the suspicions, says that there is nothing wrong and tells them he is from Tellson Bank in London. As soon as they find out he's from Tellson, everyone is reassured because who doesn't trust a banker? After reading the note, Laurie tells Jerry to go back to London and deliver this message, recalled to life. And Jerry heads off, and the passengers finally get in the coach. Now, here enters Miss Lucy Manning, a young lady not more than 17, in a riding cloak and still holding her hand, stood by the fire. Mr. Lorry works like a secret agent for Tellson Bank. He uses the cover of business to assist in political activities, but he also uses business to hide his feelings and protect others' emotions, even when explaining a father's history to his daughter. Lucy learns her own and her father's real history. Her father suffered imprisonment at the hand of a tyrannical government. Lucy's history makes her a figure who connects the two cities of Paris and London. Though freed from jail, Manet is still imprisoned by his traumatic history. It now becomes clear that Lucy is the woman whom Laurie in his dream hoped could save Manet. Mr. Lorry tells astonished Lucy that he and she are going to Paris so that she can restore her father to life. After hearing her father's history, Lucy fainted. Now, here enters Miss Pross. Loud and red-haired Miss Pross was Lucy's servant, and she rushes in and shouts at Mr. Lorry for upsetting Lucy because she fainted. Mr. Lorry asks her to travel with them to France. And this chapter ends here. I hope you have understood. Now let's look at some of the word meaning. First is musket, early type of gun with a long barrel. Second, withered, dry and decaying. Question and answer. Question 1. What was the mail called? Where was it going? Answer 1. The mail was called the Dover Mail. It was going to Dover. Question 2. Who received a message from whom? Answer 2. Mr. Lorry received a message from Tellson's Bank in London. Question 3. Who was Mr. Lorry? Answer 3. Mr. Jarvis Lorry was a banker and an admirable and loyal friend of Dr. Manning. Now your homework is you have to do this word meaning and question answers in your copy. Thank you.